Hey there, everybody. Michael Bolton III here with my fellow co-commentator Kill2 on the third day of the Alliance Tournament 10 qualifiers. Today we have Solar Fleet versus a BricK squad. Why don't you tell us a little bit about these teams, Kill2?
All right, so Solar's brought a full 50-point team, which is interesting. And as Michael Bolton said right before we started the match, he's skeptical about any team that brings 50 points actually bringing it honestly. But they brought two Proteuses, a Neros, two Tyrannuses. And when I say honestly, he thinks that they're getting paid to do that. But and then BricK Squad brought a Vindicator, which we just saw last match do really, really well with an Oneros again. This time with four Sabers instead of Saber, Daredevil, and Rooks. So the team's actually a lot different, having a kind of a full
So,
brawl setup instead of an ECM setup. And then
match is about to begin. We're going to see an immediate huge brawl between the Proteuses and the Vindicator, who have both warped to zero. All the other ships are at range from both teams.
yeah, and the
We shall
Sabers did
see.
warp to range, which is probably smart, but they're probably going to be diving in as well. Um, and we're underway now, so here we go. We'll have to see how the Proteuses do against the Vindicator.
This match isn't gonna start happening until they get into armor. We're gonna see which Oneros can have the stronger rep, manage their reps better. They're gonna probably be overheating quite a bit. If they burn out, they're in big trouble.
So something awesome about the BricK Squad team here is that while there's this brawl going on at zero at the beacon, all of the BricK Squad Sabers have taken off towards the support. I guess they might kill the Tyrannuses first, but eventually they're going to be a real problem for the Solar Fleet Oneros. Those Sabers can actually go out and work on that Oneros by themselves. They are trying to kill some Tyrannuses first, whereas
Delodge Mangoose is about to go into structure. And he finally caught some reps from the Oneros, but he goes down.
yeah, but the Solar Fleet team really has no way to deal with the BricK. As long as the BricK Oneros can keep the Vindicator repped, they really don't have very many other options. The Vinny can keep at least one Proteus webbed. The other Proteus can try to chase the Oneros, but that's going to be a bit of a challenge. You see a Smart Bomb running there on the Vindicator, clearing some drones off of him. And damage pretty light right now. I mean, the Proteuses obviously were putting some damage on the Vindicator, and it looks like they're staying there. I don't really see them trying to move away from the center of the arena at all to go after that Oneros.
Yeah, interesting to note here, this Oneros is tackled from the Solar team.
Yeah,
And then, strangely, there's like a guard Saber on the BricK Oneros as well, trying to keep this wild Tyrannus from getting caught, from catching this Oneros.
I like
So,
that.
we'll
And
see.
that guard Saber could actually be running remote. Whoa. I don't know. I was going to say remote sensor boosting, but there's no remote ECCM, is there? Anyway, Solar, there is. I can't remember. I feel crazy now.
I think it's more likely that he's running remote sensor boosting.
It's probably, I mean, he might be there just to shield. No, but see, now this Proteus is coming in. I was thinking he might be there to web off a Proteus that comes after him. So the Oneros is sure not to get tackled, but he's not doing that. And now the Solar Proteus is actually getting pretty close to the BricK Oneros. But at the same time, the Solar Oneros is hurting really bad from those three Sabers that are working on him.
Yep, and the BricK Oneros has a bunch of ECM drones on him, so we will see if he actually can be jammed out. The Oneros for Solar Fleet is going to die pretty soon from the combined fire of these three Sabers. We shall see if he drops, or if he can somehow break range, which I don't think is possible at this point. He has no local rep, it looks like. And once he falls, unless they can take out the return Oneros on the BricK Squad team, they're going to be in big trouble. He's in structure as we speak. If he drops, this is probably the match, because the only thing keeping keeping up those Protei was him, and he goes down.
So yeah, there goes that logistics. At the exact same time that guard Saber you were talking about on the BricK Squad side died. Still not sure exactly what his purpose was. It may have been to slow down the Proteus. It may have been to supply some kind of support, electronic support for the Oneros. But either way, he's down now. There's still the Vindicator brawling with the first Proteus down at zero on the beacon. And it'll be interesting to see now what happens. The BricK Squad Sabers, I don't know how well they would do if they charge into the Proteuses. They would probably just die. They can't really get under the Proteus guns very easily. And so it would be kind of, I guess, up to see if the Oneros could keep them up under what damage they were taking.
So the dichotomy that we're looking at right now is the Oneros. They're hoping these Vespa EC600s can jam out the Oneros. Right now, unless I'm mistaken, a Proteus by itself will not win a duel against this Vindicator, especially with the Oneros unjammed. The other Proteus from the team is still remaining too far from this Vindicator. and trying to pull range. It almost appears.
Yeah. He's headed back. I'm trying to figure that out
He's
exactly
headed
what
towards not anything. He's headed towards sabers, which I don't really
Yeah.
think is a good move. They gotta kill this Vindicator or this Oneros, one of these two. These sabers
Right.
are just sort of good in general, but they're not gonna win any matches.
Maybe he's trying to catch or he's thinking about catching the Neros. I don't know. I agree with you.
Tyrannus is caught. Tyrannus is caught by these sabers, and yeah, it looks like this other. Oh no, this one Proteus is not really doing anything. This Tyrannus is about
he's
to
just
drop.
sitting. I just agree. It's really strange that he's not moving much. Actually, is the Proteus? I'm gonna feel silly if this is the case. Is the Proteus that's far away the one that's getting attacked by the Vindicator, and he's trying to just get out of damage of the Vindy?
No, the one that's in like 40% armor is right on top of the Vindicator.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So
and the other Proteus is way too far off to apply all of his damage. He might be making some damage in fall off, but I don't think he's as close as he needs to be at all.
He's headed back in now. Now he's like at least pointed the right direction to head back towards the Vindicator. But yeah, I think it's totally pointless anyway. I mean, I doubt the two Proteuses have enough damage to really get anything accomplished as long as the Oneros can rep freely. So, I mean, they're really just kind of in a chokehold here. If they decide to chase around support, they probably won't get anything done. And if they try to focus on the Vindicator, they'll probably... Well, but see, now that he's close, he's actually down to half armor. That's interesting.
Yeah, but he still has this Oneros. That's just because the Oneros is temporarily jammed by the ECM drones. Those ECM drones are not strong enough by themselves to handle, and a Saber goes down. Now, let's talk about, I think, as soon as this Proteus dropped, the match is sealed for BricK squad. And BricK squad only came in with 44 points. They're going to walk away. Another Saber drops. Wow. Could be a turnaround if this Proteus can up. He's already taking. Yeah. There's no chance here.
He's hurting bad. He's going to go down. But yeah, like I said, the Sabers really can't survive anywhere near the Proteuses. They went in to get a little extra damage, and they get killed pretty quickly once the Proteuses get tackle. I don't know. I wonder if you're. Yeah, I mean, I guess you are. He's repped back now. It seemed weird that those Vespas.
Down goes the Proteus.
The Oneros is running ECCM, so he really shouldn't get jammed by those Vespas very often at all. But I guess that's probably what happened.
It just occasionally, I think, is the dice rolls happen. So let's talk about real quick here what's happening. It's actually good for BricK squad that they are losing these Sabers because of the way the rule system works. So there's two things that BricK are doing amazingly this match. One, they won, and they won with only 44 points, which is great, especially against a 50-point team from Solar, which Solar realistically has no chance getting to the group stages, no matter even if they win, because of bringing 50 points. They will get no bonus points. So BricK squad is going to walk away with 6 points, bonus to 25%. And they're losing ships to the other team, which in the event of a tie, the team that you have beat most recently, the tiebreaker is how good the team you have just beat has done. So if the team you have just beat has scored more points against you, then you are in a better position. So this Saber needs to die, and this Proteus must die before the end of the match, but we have 3 full minutes to finish this up. And
yeah, I was going to say, it's really important that they finish off this ship, but they just check time, and it should be enough. The Proteuses can really take a lot of damage, and without very much DPS left on the field for BricK, I could see it being a concern, but 3 minutes should be enough. Although they're going to lose the Saber too, which means they really only have the Vindicator, and it's not out of the question that the Proteus would tank that whole time. I don't think he will, but it doesn't seem impossible. Although if they can keep the Saber up, that definitely helps a lot.
Yeah, the Saber.
But they're fighting it out. I mean, the Proteus really trying to finish off the Saber. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think they want to keep the Saber alive just till they get the Proteus into like structure and then stop reps on the Saber.
Because I think finishing the Proteus time is way more important to them than getting that last like 4 tiebreaker points. That they should be in a pretty good spot for that no matter what. We've had very few matches where there's this close of you know, a lot of ships dying on both sides. I mean, granted, today we've seen more of that than usual, but I think they should be fine in that respect. They'd rather have the DPS. Yeah. I wonder, the Proteus could try to run away from the Vindy. I don't know how.
He's not going to get away with that web bonus. There's no chance of him leaving ever.
He still has the option.
27 gears a second.
Yeah, and the Vindy's only going 120, and he's like 5k away from him, so it looks like they're pointed at each other in closing range, but there's actually a difference between
I think that the Vindicator is going so slow just because he's on approach. He's just approached all the way and can't go any further. And is about to enter struck for the Proteus. 1 minute left.
Yeah, he's going to get it.
Oh, he goes down.
Just in time.
Amazing victory from BricK Squad. A tremendous 6 bonus points, bonus by 25% because they won the match. Darius 3 for CSM8 in local from BricK Squad. A great win, and we will see you guys in about 10 minutes. BricK Squad, I think, may make it to the group stages
Yeah, they might
based
get
on the performance of the team tomorrow.
nice job to them.